My dad asked, "Do you love this house?" At Christmas dinner, I froze instantly. My hands shook like fragile glass. The room went completely silent around me. Every eye locked on me, unblinking. My stomach dropped deeper than the floor. I could feel the weight of judgment. The tree lights flickered across empty faces. Laughter vanished into cold, heavy air. The plate in front of me quivered. I realized nothing here was mine anymore. The house was filled with hidden resentment. Years of small betrayals stacked quietly inside. My father's gaze felt like ice. He smiled politely, but it didn't reach his eyes. The warmth of family had vanished completely. I wanted to scream, to break something. Instead, I stood, trembling but determined. And finally, I said the words aloud. "You stole my dream." Every head turned sharply, silence louder than words. I felt the shift, tension slicing the room. The truth hung heavier than any decoration. And in that moment, I knew silently this Christmas was far from over. I would reclaim everything they thought they owned. Watch to see how my world burns and rebuilds. My dad asked, "Do you love this house?" My voice caught in my throat. My hands shook under the table. The silverware rattled softly as I breathed. Every eye in the room followed me. The fire of Christmas lights couldn't warm me. I looked around the familiar dining room, but everything felt alien and cold. The tree glittered, ornaments sparkling like lies. The stockings hung, but hollow inside. The smell of roasted turkey couldn't comfort me. It smelled of disappointment, tension, and secrets. My mother's eyes avoided mine completely, her smile stiff and brittle, fragile as glass. My siblings whispered behind hands, barely audible. Their eyes darted like guilty little shadows. I could feel them hiding something, and I knew instantly they were all complicit. I swallowed hard, trying to steady myself, my chest tight, heart pounding violently inside. The words were already forming in my head, words that could shatter this fragile scene. I had rehearsed them silently, like a ritual over nights filled with quiet heartbreak. "You stole my dream." I finally said, my voice soft, trembling, but carrying weight. The room froze. Even the ticking clock paused. My father's hand twitched, fork hovering midair. The candlelight flickered over shocked faces, revealing the cracks I had always suspected. He opened his mouth. But no words came the house. The laughter, the lights all silent. My mother shifted, uncomfortable lips pressed tight. My siblings glanced at each other nervously, as if they feared my words might bite. But my words didn't need to scream. I stood, knees weak, but spine rigid. The dining table felt like a battlefield. The ornaments reflected truths they couldn't hide, each one a reminder of my stolen efforts. I had built this dream slowly, painfully. They had dismantled it quietly, without remorse. The fire in my chest ignited, slowly growing. I realized tonight nothing would remain the same. The warmth I expected from family was gone. The love I thought unconditional had vanished. And deep inside, a quiet voice whispered, "Revenge isn't cruel, it's reclaiming what's yours." I took a step back from the table, letting my gaze sweep the room slowly. Each face mirrored a lie, a betrayal. I could feel the tension coil tightly like a spring ready to release fury. And I knew this Christmas I wouldn't retreat. My father cleared his throat finally, stiffly, but it sounded empty, hollow, meaningless. The shadow of past favors and promises wasn't enough to protect him tonight. My heart raced, mind sharpening like a blade. This night would mark the first move. I left the table quietly, deliberately slow. My footsteps echoed, matching the drum of rage. The house seemed smaller now, suffocating, confined. The windows reflected my reflection back at me. A woman betrayed, yet awakening with purpose. And in that reflection, I saw my plan forming. A soft knock at the door interrupted my thoughts. I turned slowly, eyes narrowing, anticipation building. Someone had come, but who and why now? The answer might shift everything tonight. And in that split second, I knew clearly my Christmas would be nothing like before. I open the door, slowly cold night air rushes inside as shadow stands. Waiting silently, breath visible in the winter air, my pulse jumps. Unsure of intent, I recognize Haman. Old Alith tilts his head slightly, eyes searching mine for answers. I don't speak. Just step aside, letting him enter cautiously. Quietly, the door closes with a soft click, but the echo feels heavy. Fanal studies the room carefully, taking in every broken ornament, every glimmer of stolen hope, every faint trace of betrayal. I feel his gaze, like fire burning into my raw nerves. I heard about tonight, he says, voice low, careful, almost comforting, but there's something darker beneath, something he doesn't dare say. I nod, swallowing hard, trembling, unable to speak. The rage inside sit in silence. Candlelight flickering the shadows, twisting across our faces. I trace my fingers along the table, remembering the nights I'd built this dream, and nights it was quietly stripped away by the hands of my own blood. Leans closer, voice dropping. Revenge is about precision, not anger. I listen, every nerve alert, the plan forming inside my mind like tiny sparks coalescing into flame, ready to consume the lies around Memi. Sister's laughter haunts me, still echoing in the corners of the room. I feel her betrayal like ice, every word she spoke. Carefully rehearsed, every smile a mask, hiding greed, every promise a trap meant to wound. Slides a small envelope toward me, my name written in familiar, precise script. I hesitate, then open it slowly. Inside, a single clue tucked carefully, the first thread of a tangled web, the first key to unravel her secrets. May hands shake, heart pounding louder. This is at the start of reclaiming everything she stole, everything she hid. I realize I am not powerless. I have allies I never imagined, and the first move is Mine watches me carefully. Unreadable, like a general observing the battlefield. I nod once, quietly, determined this isn't about revenge yet, it's about strategy. Patience, preparation, every small action will count tonight. Envelope trembles slightly in my hand. The paper feels heavier than expected, as if it carries not just words, but weight of justice waiting to fall. I tuck it into my coat, feeling the chill of anticipation reside. A glance at him, whispering almost silently, I'm going to make this right. He nods, a shadow of approval, and I know, finally, I have a path, a way to step into the darkness without losing myself in its shadows. Wind rattles the window pane sharply, as if echoing the plan taking shape. The first thread of revenge is set, and the storm of truths and lies is waiting. Just beyond the door, ready to sweep through, our Levesi stand, feeling the power inside, quiet, steady. Like steel forming in fire, my sister's games will meet resistance. Her lies will be uncovered, exposed, and tonight marks the beginning of reckoning. The shadows are alive, and I follow. We step outside, drawing in cold air, every breath a promise of what's coming. I follow the faintest traces. Quietly, not reckless, not loud, precise, every movement calculated. Every step weighted. The hunt begins, and I hold the key. I follow the trail silently. Streets glisten with leftover rain shadows, stretch like fingers around me, every step measured. Careful. Aware, my heart beats in quiet rhythm. Anticipation and fear mix inside a envelope, burns in my pocket, its secret whispering possibilities. Warnings. I trace each clue slowly, methodically, each one a breadcrumb, leading closer, closer to the truth she hid, closer to the lies she spun. Me sister's house comes into view, lights flicker behind drawn curtains. I pause, watching her silhouette move, every gesture to practiced, to perfect. I feel the anger rise inside, but I swallow it, silent. Petenti notices a small window ajar, a curtain fluttering in warm light. She doesn't see me, doesn't suspect the key is in her carelessness, and I take a slow breath, ready to step into the shadows. Street feels colder suddenly, as if it knows what's coming. I creep forward, careful on wet stone. My hands brush the railing softly. The envelope slides from my coat, my finger tracing the deadly clue inside. A tiny flash drive. Its contents could destroy everything: the money, the lies, the hidden truths, everything she thought, buried deep, now resting in my trembling hands. Justice feels like ice in my palmy. Hear her laughter again, soft, careless, unaware. Echoing around me, I imagine the look on her face if she knew I had it. My pulse races with calculated fury, not blind rage, but controlled fiery slip. Inside through the window, silent as a shadow in the night. The house smells faintly of cinnamon and deception. Hiding beneath holiday cheer, every step I take is deliberate, every sound measured, held. Can Tenny reach her office carefully, desk cluttered with false ledgers, papers scattered like broken promises. The drive sits on the corner, waiting for me to claim it, waiting for me to strike silent. Limmy's sister hums. Oblivious to danger, I feel the power shifting slowly. The hunter becomes the shadow. The shadow becomes the key, and I realize the night bends to the will of the carefully pocket. The drive carefully, heart steady. Mind clear, focused, every step out is watched. Planned every glance over the shoulder, counted. The game has changed tonight. The shadows are now my Elisot. The cold air welcomes me, a shiver runs down my spine. I know she will realize soon, the trap is already set. Quietly, and the next move will hurt. Her world will tremble in silence. Hear sirens faint in the distance, not mine. But a reminder of stakes. The city sleeps, oblivious, unaware, and I walk. Every step certain, I am no longer the victim, I am the storm waiting to break. I watch from the alley, the city lights flicker above. My sister laughs again. Inside, careless. Unaware of the storm, I tighten my grip on the drive, feeling the weight of truth in my hands. Savory secret she hid flashes in my mind, the money, the lies, the betrayal, and now. With this one tool, I can unravel everything she built or destroy it silently, slowly. Carefully, revenge is no longer fantasides. Strategized door opens suddenly behind me. I freeze. Heart lurching violently as shadow steps into the light familiar. Yet, colder than remembered, it's the billionaire eyes, hard, calculating, not here to help. But to watch. You shouldn't be here, he says, voice calm, almost velvet. Dangerous. There's a hidden tension beneath the surface, a warning I can't ignore. Yet the fire in me won't die. I step forward. Refusing fear's claim. You think I need protection. I whisper, my voice steadier than I feel. He tilts his head, eyes narrowing, the faintest smirk. Hidden agenda lurking. I see the truth now. He has his own game. Darker than Hersey realized too late. The enemy isn't just my sister, it's everything she's touched. And more, the billionaire's empire hides secrets that could ruin us both completely, and I hold the only key steps closer. Shadow blending with mine, you have no idea what's at stake. He warns. I stare, unflinching. Hand gripping the drive, I know enough. I say quietly, and I'm not afraid anymore. The tension hangs thick as winter fog inside. My sister moves without knowing the walls of her empire. Cracking slowly, I can hear her confidence falter even before she knows. The truth, I plan my steps meticulously, every action. Precise, every word measured, watches. Calculating my every move, but I see a flicker fear. The billionaire isn't invincible, and neither am I. But I have the drive, the truth, the proof, and tonight. That is Inoth clock ticks loudly in the dark. I slip inside. Shadows hiding me, the room smells of polished wood and forgotten greed. Betrayal masked as comfort, I place the drive where she see the first tremor of panic in her eyes freezes mid-step. Coffee cup trembling, what is this? She whispers sharply. I step fully into the room, standing tall, calm, controlled. Ready, every word I've rehearsed, sharp as knives, every glance a reminder of the lies. This is what you left behind. I say, her eyes widen. Flicking between me and drive, everything, I continue. Everything you hid, every stolen dollar, every secret. The weight of truth lands hard, and for the first time, I see Firth billionaire leans against the wall, his smirk gone. Replaced by calculation, he knows the storm is here, and tonight, the real game begins. My sister's empire of lies is about to crumble silently. Perfect lithe room feels smaller, tighter, charged every breath, every glance. Every shadow I realize I am no longer prey. I am the force she underestimated, and the night bends to my will as the first pieces of her empire fall. The room is silent. Now, except for our breathing. Sharp, loud, my sister stares at the drive, her confidence shattered, trembling visibly, everything she built. Every lie, all crumbling in the cold truth. Billionaire steps closer. Calculating, but I meet his gaze steadily. I see his secret hidden in plain sight, a darker plan than I imagined. His wealth, his power, his games, all hinged on control and fear. You can't stop me, she hisses, voice tight. Venom spilling over, but I hold the drive, higher proof of every theft. Every betrayal, my words cut deeper than fire. You already did. I whisper, calmless suddenly. The room feels electric, shadows flicker across the polished walls. My sister takes a step back, realization dawning in her eyes. The empire she thought was untouchable is now mine to expose. Dismantleth, billionaire freezes. Caught off guard, his hands twitch. Control slipping slowly, I see the first crack in his armor, the fear he never admitted, his secret deals. Hidden threats all exposed in a single calculated move. A turn toward my sister, fully looking her straight in the eyes. This is the end. I say firmly, no more lies. No more hiding. You stole from me, but I'm stronger than your betrayal. She swallows. Choking on silence, her words falter. No rebuttal. Ready, the room holds our tension. Electric, I step closer.com. Unwavering, her empire crumbles quietly. Meticulously, like ash falling from a dying Ferethi billionaire, realizes I hold the key, the truth. The proof, the power, his influence cannot save him now. I see his smirk fade entirely tonight. No one protects the guilty, and justice unfolds. Silent but Sharpie reached the door. Pausing briefly, glancing back at the fallen queen, my sister. Once untouchable, now shaken, I feel a mix of sorrow. Triumph, the moral is heavy. Earned, profound, sometimes strength comes from quiet patuncies. I leave. The night embraces me, the drive safely in my hands. The city lights reflect my resolve. I know this is only the start, but tonight, the debt is paid and the truth will never be hidden again. And that's when I realize sometimes silence is the loudest. Answer, revenge is not just anger, but measured justice delivered perfectly, and even betrayal cannot break a woman who knows her worth.